Weekends are the prime time for the movie industry. And the film industry has put out a sports-related movie based on what was in 1973 made for an audience spectacle called The Battle of the Sexes, which pitted an over-the-hill, one-time tennis champion turned hustler Bobby Riggs and an aging but still near the top of the line women's player Billie Jean King. The premise was that a 55-year-old man, Riggs, could beat the top women's tennis player of the day, which was then the 29-year-old King. It was far more showbiz than a legitimate tennis matchup, with Riggs playing up every male superiority stereotype of the day and King fighting for women's rights. In 2008, Billie Jean King said in retrospect it was a silly event and asked, "Why did I get into it?" She thought the weight of the world was on her shoulders in what really was a made-for-TV show. But it had all the trappings of a 1973 big event, like a heavyweight boxing championship staged at what was then known as the eighth wonder of the world, the Houston Astrodome. Billie Jean King would beat Bobby Riggs. Billie Jean King was a civil rights pioneer. Bobby Riggs was a hustler. Billie Jean King in 1973, despite pushing for changes, could not open a credit card in the United States because federal law mandated that a man, Billie Jean King's husband in this case, had to co-sign the card, despite the fact she was making a lot of money. Billie Jean King in 1974 could finally open a credit card in her own name after the law was changed. Billie Jean King's showdown with Bobby Riggs came a little more than a year after President Richard Nixon signed Title IX, which gave women more college education rights. The Battle of the Sexes was a TV show. I'm Evan Weiner for the politics of sports business.